What's up, guys? It's Bolt, and I'm back with another Bleak Faith Forsaken build guide. And in this video, we're going to go over my Divine Bonk Archangelos build. This weapon right here, the Archangelos, which is acquired in the Uranpolis, is an absolute monster. But before I get into the build, if you want to know how I assemble this build, I'm going to leave a link in the description box of my playthrough going after this weapon and creating the build from scratch. Right in the description, I'll leave a link at the end of the video of the playlist of all my Bleak Faith videos. Getting out to this weapon, why it's so awesome. This weapon is capable of exceeding the damage cap due to its ability, the Greater Divine Judgment, which is a passive, which gives us an extra 24% damage against all non-regular / Forsaken enemies. Now, we are going to pair this with the Amulet of Divine Might right here. I'll bring it, if I could get to it, right here. And the passive for this is called Universal Judgment, which makes Divine Judgment now deal that 24% extra damage to every single enemy, not just the plagued or forsaken enemies. So this is the combo right here we go with, which is going to make us deal absolutely astronomical damage. As you've seen in the video, we killed all those bosses which were on New Game Plus, which have higher resistances and HP, and you see it only takes around 1 to 3 shots with this damn weapon, and they are absolutely annihilated. But let's go right into the perk breakdown. First, that is the focal point of any build. Perks are the main thing. Now, first perk we have here is the Vindicator, which is going to give our heavy attacks an extra damage increase of 150% and also an extra crit chance of 10% when we do our heavy attacks, which is very important. And we got the upgrade to make our heavy attacks do the DK debuff. Now, we're going to combo that Vindicator with the debuff Mastery. Debuff Master is going to allow our decay stacks to reduce their armor as well. They're going to deal less damage to us, but on top of that, they're going to have reduced armor, which is going to exceed our damage, increase our damage. And we went with the upgrade to increase it to +2 additional stacks. You're probably not even going to get to that far, to be honest with you, because this build just does so much damage. But that's the one we went with. Next, we have the Mindbreaker perk, which is probably the most overpowered damn perk in the entire game when used with the right weapons like Colossals, which are capable of doing the over 3,000 damage dealt attacks, because that increases the higher the damage you deal, the higher chance you have to proc Mindbreaker. And we're doing the upgrade here, which is going to allow us 50% chance to double our damage. So imagine doing like a 15k crit and you're doubling for that. Yeah, it's insane. And then the last one, yeah, this is going to be kind of weird. You're going to be like, why the hell are you grabbing the Technomancy upgrade of 25% Technomancy penetration, and then the upgrade for the 15% Technomancy penetration? This is not a mage build. Like, what's going on? That is a very good question. And that is because Archangelos has a second passive, which we're going to go to right here, which is called Smite. Your melee attacks deal additional Technomancy damage. So the cool thing about Archangelos, and why it's my favorite weapon, it looks awesome. It's bonks. But every time you hit an enemy, it does like a lightning strike of damage, which does Technomancy damage. So not only are we doing the massive bonk damage, but you get this extra damage on the side from Technomancy. And let me tell you something. When you with the Technomancy perk upgrade, and you have your maxed out blunt penetration concoction and your other concoctions that you use, it does quite a bit of damage. You're gonna do like over 1,500 damage, and depending on the decay stacks that they're at, you could deal some crazy damage with that stacked on top of your already insanely high bonk damage from the Archangelos blunt aspect of it. So that's why you don't have to take this. This perk right here is not mandatory. I did it because I wanted to be unique. I thought it was cool that it has a synergy with Technomancy. So that's what I went with it. But feel free to grab something else if you want some life leech. This is a vampirism would be great on this build. Although we are kind of glassy on this build, but it doesn't really matter because we usually kill every single thing in like 1 to 3 hits. So we could as long as we could take 1 hit, which is what we do on this build, it's fine. But vampirism is a good perk. You could always grab Tinkerer. You could grab the duelist perk with the stamina regen upgrade on that. Natural talent. All those could fit on any build and will fit just fine. So the Technomancy perk I would say is the one that is interchangeable to your needs. These 3 right here I would not change. As for the abilities, we have the Echo Slam, which is good if you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies. You can just drop the slam down, everybody's stunned, you go ham. Next is very important, Power Armor, guys. This is going to allow you to trade that first massive blow that you're going to deal to the boss. Cast your armor, do a fully charged heavy attack on the boss, and that's what's going to deal the massive, hopefully you crit and you'll get massive damage out of that. So this one I'd say is not interchangeable. If you do want to change out one of them, I would say Echo Slam, and you could probably change that for the dash ability, because since we are using the Technomancy perk, the dash ability will do some decent damage, as well as give us a little bit of mobility. Now, onto the stats. This is the end of New Game Plus, so we're at level 30. But at the end of the first playthrough on New Game, I suggest you end your strength at 35, your agility at 30, and your constitution at 12. That'll give you around 700 HP, the constitution, which is 1 or 2 hits for most enemies, for most of the tough enemies anyway, which is what we want. The 35 strength is allowing us to wear the armor that we're wearing, which I'll go into in a second, along with the paired with the armor, the cape, and the rig that we have on. And then the agility is very important to have. That's going to give us attack speed, crit chance, crit damage, and we really want to crit on this build. We want to get those big red numbers. Who doesn't love them? And base right here is 65.4%, but we're using only heavy attacks, guys. And remember, we chose the Vindicator perk, so that's going to give us 10% extra crit chance. That's going to give us a 75% crit chance right there. When you further progress this build, like I did, as I went 44 into agility, I kept 35. I didn't touch strength at the end of my new game run. I just put points into agility and constitution to get the 700 hit HP. So onto the equipment now. You're gonna want you can wear whatever you want, but I suggest this armor weight category. You're gonna wear a light helm, a light shoulders, heavy chest, medium legs, and heavy gauntlets. So if you're curious to know what I'm wearing, what this drip is, we have the Technomancer helmet, the Spectre shoulders, the Restless Cuirass, the Vengeance legs, and the Restless gauntlets. Now, for these gems, we're going pure damage on this build, guys. We want to exceed that. We want to break the damage numbers. We want to break the damage cap. So we're going all base weapon damage upgrades here. Nothing fancy to it. The same thing with the Archangelos. We're going to just go straight all damage gems into this one as well. And then the cool thing on the offhand, if you have a shield in your offhand, this actually stacks with your build. So we also going to have the 30% weapon damage on here too. That's going to further increase our damage. That's what we want. We want to exceed that damage cap, guys. And then very important, guys, for your second weapon, you're going to want the longsword. This is going to be your debuffer for the heavy strike ability. Swing your weapon dealing damage to all enemies in front of Cole. It's going to apply a stack of exposed armor, which reduces their armor even further for 20% for 30 seconds. Very important, this one. Right in the beginning of the fight, you're going to use this. Then you can swap back to the Archangelos and just go to town, go ham. Now, cape, very important too for this one. Sentinel overcoat, plus 3 to strength, 10% armor penetration, blunt armor penetration. Now, we spoke earlier that Archangelos does the blunt damage. We want to increase our blunt penetration as much as possible. You want to get to the 75% penetration cap. And we utilize this with the concoctions, with this cape, and with the ring. We'll have 75%. That is the best way to increase your damage in this game and get the huge damage numbers. So this is not something that you want to take off your build. This is very important to have. Obviously, the amulet of the divine might that we spoke about earlier, that's going to allow our ability to work on every enemy. And then right here, ring of the serpent. This is interchangeable, this ring right here. You could put on the ring of exceeding talent as well, as I often do. Uh, I had it on for New Game, the Ring of Exceeding Talent, because I kept that allowed me to keep my HP to 700 where I like it, and then I just leveled up the HP category a little bit more during New Game Plus, and then I swapped it out for the Ring of Serpent. So feel free to use Ring of Serpent, Ring of Exceeding Talent. Either one will be fine. You won't have any issues. And then the second one, unfortunately, this is acquired at the very end of the game. It is the Ring of Penetration. Again, this is very important. It's going to give us that blunt armor penetration, allow us to get that 75% max penetration cap. And if you don't have this, you're still in the beginning of the game, then you could just use the Ring of the Giant, which is going to increase your strength. That's what I would recommend until you get the Ring of Penetration. So Ring of Serpent, Ring of Giant in the beginning, because those are acquired quite early on. Then later on in the game, you could get put on the Ring of Exceeding Talent and then put on the Ring of the Penetration. Now, finally, onto the concoctions, because they are utilized in this build. You're going to want to use the all attributes if you have access to it. If you do not have access to this, then the agility concoction is going to increase your crit chance, which I prefer over like something like a strength concoction or something like that. I'd rather have the extra crit chance that the agility points are going to give you. So, but if you do have the all attributes, then absolutely go for this. This is going to increase every single one of your attributes by 5. Very important, guys. You're going to be using the Greater Dreadguard's concoction. That's going to increase your blunt penetration by 60%, and we're going to pair that obviously with the cape that we have and the Ring of Penetration on. We're going to exceed our blunt penetration properties right there. And if you don't have the Greater Dreadguard's concoction, you can use the lesser one. It's fine. It's still 30%, which is still going to be a massive increase to your DPS. So use whichever one you want. Save your big boy 60% ones for those tough bosses, and then like on the easier bosses, then you can use your 30%. I use the indestructible concoction. Usually, I don't even need these, to be honest with you, because the boss is dead already. But I just carry one just in case. At the very least, carry the Flux Shield concoction for our Technomancy defense, because our defense is actually pretty decent on this build without even speccing into it. And then last but not least, your 2 stamina ones. This is going to eliminate all your stamina woes. They're super overpowered. The rapid recovery especially. This is going to instantaneously just give you your stamina back after each swing. And then we have the Berserker's Tenacity for extra stamina. But that's it, guys. That sums up the build. It's probably my favorite weapon in the entire game. I just love seeing the lightning strikes, man. So good. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Have you guys been enjoying Bleak Faith? I really hope you guys have been trying it out after seeing me stream it and really just fall in love with this game, man. Curious to hear your thoughts below. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you enjoyed this video, found it informative, just love Bleak Faith, or you just want to support me, which I really appreciate, please consider giving it a like. There's a new thing called Hype as well. Please hype the video too. I don't know what it does, but it's supposed to be helpful for my channel. Hype the video as well. Again, this also helps Bleak Faith developers out, which I'm trying to support, because this game is just absolutely amazing for 3 guys who made this, man. So shout out to Archangelos Studios, man. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Catch you guys on the next one.